Greetings, fellow moviegoers, even though there are no movies to go to, and a happy Thanksgiving! Thou art Mr. Films and Random, and I am butchering that pronunciation. It's not Thanksgiving when I'm filming this, but it will be when I release this. I don't really have a good Thanksgiving video, in the fact that I really don't know of any Thanksgiving movies, besides Free Birds and Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, neither of which I've seen in a long time. Instead, I am doing my first ever video game review on Halo Reach, which, this year, 2020, is actually the 10th anniversary for Halo Reach, which came out in 2010. Now, technically, if I wanted to make it like a 10-year anniversary thing, I should have done this review back in September. But as we all know, I didn't post anything in September. Well, wait, was the Tenet review in September? I don't know. Either way, I was way too busy to get around to do that. But I just finished my second playthrough of that game's campaign today, or it will have been Sunday by the time this video is out. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite video games of all time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna just take a moment to look at my notes here. So, Halo Reach remains one of my personal favorites, and in my personal opinion, the best Halo game overall. I had something I was going to say after that, and I completely forgot what it was. Just to take one more look at this here. So, Reach is a prequel to the first game, Combat Evolved. And actually, the very last scene, or second to last scene, of Halo Reach is the first scene of Combat Evolved. Think the last scene of Rogue One leading right into A New Hope. So, as a prequel, Halo Reach follows a different set of characters, Noble Team, and their desperate struggle to save Reach from the Covenant invasion. I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you've played Halo or at least know some background, so I'm not going to get into like who the Covenant is and all that. That is for the Halo lore channels to do, which I am not, and I would probably do a terrible job if I tried to cover the lore. But anyway, the Covenant has invaded Reach. Reach is basically humanity's last stronghold before Earth. And so your job is to try to fend off the Covenant invasion. However, as the story progresses, the invasion gradually gets worse. As soon as you think you've reached a turning point and are close to victory, something else happens, and it just continues to go downhill. As spoilers, by the way, one by one, your teammates are killed off in this invasion until it is just you by yourself. You are left on your own, with the only objective to survive as long as possible, as wave after wave of aliens try to kill you. There is no way out except for death. This campaign is one of my favorites of all time. Second only to Halo 2. And for good reason. This campaign is filled with emotional gut punches throughout as your teammates are taken from you one by one. All of your teammates, except for June, who escapes, die defending Reach. And there is these profound themes of the inevitable. You know Reach is going to fall. You know that it's hopeless. You are stuck on this planet fighting to literally the last man. Which, the lore might contradict that, but just for the sake of the video and the story, let's say Noble 6 is the last man. You are literally fighting to the last man. You are clinging on to this hope that humanity can survive this war. The second to last mission involves you delivering a package to the Pillar of Autumn, which will escort this package off-world. This package is supposedly man's last hope. You know you're going to lose this battle, but your hope is to get this package off-world, because this package is humanity's hope. So even though you
and all of your friends have died,
it was not in vain, and there's something really profound about that. There's also some really great irony in how each character is killed off according to this trait that defines them. Like, for example, George is demolitions. He dies in an explosion, blowing up a Covenant ship. Kat is the brains, the strategic master. She is shot in the head, and that's how she dies. Carter is the leader. He's the captain. He goes down with the ship. Literally. Emil is a close quarters combat. He dies with an energy sword thrust through him. Noble Six, the character you play as, is referred to as the Lone Wolf very on in the beginning. The last mission is called Lone Wolf, and you die alone. Emil does not die, but he's known in the lore to be a ghost, and he slips away. And in some ways, playing it through, knowing what happens, is almost worse. Because it's like, especially the fact that you are playing as a character in a video game, you get the sense of like, maybe I can stop this. Maybe this time I'll survive. Maybe this time we can stop this from happening. And no, the same thing happens every time. It's inevitable. There is no saving Reach.
There is no saving your teammates. You and everyone you know are going to die.
But the beauty is that your death is not without purpose. As Dr. Halsey says in the last lines of the game, your death was not in vain. Your sacrifice helped save humanity. And so that's just proves that Bungie, in their prime, were masters at storytelling, especially when it came to their Halo games. You know, if you look at the stories of CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODSTs, Halo Reach, Bungie, time and time again, were great at telling these stories, which is what really made their campaign so good. That and the gameplay experience, which Halo Reach is my personal favorite gameplay-wise as well, because it mixes the classic Halo gameplay that you saw in the original trilogy with a more modern gameplay style. Not so much to the degree of Halo 4, Halo 5, but it's a nice balance between the two that I really enjoy. It's similar enough to more modern gameplay that I'm more used to it, but it also mixes the original Halo gameplay so that it still feels like Halo. And I mean, I've also got to hand it to Martin O'Donnell and the score. This remains one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. For like video games, movies, TV shows, just all media. It really strikes those emotional chords, and it's just beautiful. If you listen to, like, for example, the first few minutes of Exodus, right after George has died, and you complement that with the scene where Noble Six is just standing on the hill looking into the destruction of the city, it's bone-chilling, and it's done so well. And Martin O'Donnell's score complements the game so well. Whether it's watching a cutscene that has emotional bearing, or whether it's playing the game, and you have this nice score that kind of gets you pumped up. Martin O'Donnell is great at doing both of those things. And I mean, just on some other notes, Halo Reach does a great job with its world building, where you get a sense of scale of just how powerful the Covenant is, that I'd say you don't even quite get in the original trilogy. Like, you know that humanity's on the back foot, you get that feeling, but Halo Reach really drives in that hammer. I'm thinking specifically to that scene at the end of Tip of the Spear, where going back to those moments where it feels like, yes, we're finally on the verge of victory, and then something happens. Well, Tip of the Spear is one of my favorite examples of that, where it seems that you've stopped the Covenant invasion of Reach, and then just when it seems like you've won, one of your ships goes down, and you look up, and this gigantic supercarrier is looming overhead. And it gives you a sense of just how deadly the Covenant is. And I'd also say it's a prequel that still serves as such a great introduction to the Halo universe, that if you've never played any Halo games before and you start with Reach, it does a great job of setting the stage, of introducing you to the Halo universe. I'm focusing a lot on the campaign because I'm not really the person to go to when it comes to judging multiplayer or online stuff like that. Because, I just enjoy video games, whether or not, even if a game is considered terrible, there's a good chance I'll still enjoy it unless it's just absolutely atrocious. But when it comes to the story, which is what I'm really invested in and what has caused me to love Halo so much, Halo Reach is done so well. And so I can't recommend it enough to anyone. If for some reason you're watching this and you've never played Halo, and one, I'm sorry for spoiling it for you. Two, go play it. If you have an Xbox or a computer, because it's now on Steam, all the Halo games except for Halo 5, I believe, are on Steam. Go play Halo Reach. It's one of my personal favorites. Just for video games in general, it's one of my favorite games of all time. If you've not played Halo, I can't suggest it enough. If you have a PlayStation, I'm sorry, you're missing out. Nothing against PlayStation, by the way. I do wish I had one, because honestly, from what I've seen, there are some amazing games. But Xbox-wise, Halo, at least the original trilogy and Halo Reach and the ODSTs, are like the crown jewel of Xbox games. And I can't recommend them enough. Play through Reach, CE, Halo 2, ODSTs, and Halo 3. It's so rewarding. I can't recommend it enough. That being said, that's really all I have to say about it. Obviously, if you can't tell already, I love Halo Reach. One of my favorite games of all time. Go play it. And that being said, thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to. I mean, if you don't, then you don't have to. I'm not forcing you to do anything. Or am I? Also, follow me on Instagram, link down below. I post some reviews down there as well. Comment down below if you're a Halo fan, if you like Reach, or if you've never played it. Let me know down below in the comments. So, once again, thanks for watching, and have a happy Thanksgiving.